Welcome back, friends. Today we are still under the weather, so it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to share with you a full day of meals here on the farm. Now the girls do take over for me this evening, and they made dinner and I was not able to record it because I honestly fell asleep and took some medicine and just trying to get better. Thank you guys for all of your prayers. I'm starting to feel much better. I think we're starting to come out of it. We're not 100%, but we're getting there. So I apologize for no video yesterday. Breakfast today, I kept it really simple. It was just some of our homemade yogurt, and everybody can just make their own that way. It just makes it very easy. So I'm just making for mine and Charles real quick, and we were just doing an apple cinnamon yogurt with our raw milk, and I will be making some more of this up next week, so I will share that recipe with you guys and how I'm making our raw milk yogurt. We're also going to make some ice cream next week, so well, actually in the next couple days, so I'll share that with you guys as well. But yeah, just super fast, easy breakfast for today, and this was very delicious. The homemade yogurt, it tastes so much better than anything you would get at a store. It is bitter because it's not sweetened at all, just like a Greek yogurt would be, or an unsweetened whole milk yogurt. But the honey and cinnamon in it, it's just so good. And I will say, this yogurt also does not upset Charles's stomach, where regular milk does. And Brooke as well. They can both do the raw milk and have no problems at all. All right, let's continue with this full day of meals. All right, so today for lunch, I put a bunch of pinto beans into soak last night. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make half of this into like a soup bean, a bean soup, and the other half I'm going to make into refried beans. Oops. So I'm gonna start with the soup beans because they take the longest. So I'm just gonna do about half of these because we're just doing it for lunch. About like that, maybe a little bit more. And then I have a package of pork neck bones that I'm going to use to season this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in here. Honestly, that's probably even enough. And actually, I decided to just do a little bit more because I want this broth to be really tasty. So a little bit more of that in there. And then I'm just going to add water. And I'm going to cook this down. Bring it to a boil, cook it down. And I'll just do that a couple times. And then this will be done. So this does take a couple hours. So it's going on 11 now, so we'll probably eat between 1 and 2 lunch. So I'll let this just go a couple times. And now for the refried beans. So to do refried beans, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of the beans, put them in here. I'm going to add some water. Now I used to use some bouillon in here, but instead I'm just going to do a little bit of these pork neck bone, and that'll give it a good flavor instead of bouillon. Then I'm going to add some salt. I put it in there when I was making it. I'm going to add some cumin. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm going to add some paprika. And I would add some onion powder, but I am out. So that's it. I'm going to put this on for an hour on pressure cook. And then I'll quick release and use the immersion blender to blend it all up. Alright, so now this is done. So I am just going to grab out this neck bone from here. And then I'm just going to use my immersion blender. You could clear some of this liquid out if you want, but we like it like that. It looks kind of like soup in the beginning, but it will thicken up as it sits in the fridge to be just a really soft refried bean. It's our favorite. We can't even do the canned stuff anymore. We haven't been able to do that in years. And this will thicken up nicely. Use a little bit of salt. Touch my spoon out and try it again. Perfect, perfect refried beans. Okay, so I have let this cook down like this about 3 times and refilled it with water. So this is pretty much done. So I'm just gonna remove the bones. I'm gonna add a little bit of baking soda to this. You are so pestery today. And I'm gonna add some salt. Alright, so to go with this, I'm going to heat this pan up and I'm going to add a little bit of avocado oil. Actually, I'm just going to use some olive oil. I just want the whole bottom of the pan to kind of be covered. And then in this bowl, I have some leftover mashed potatoes. So I'm going to take a little bit of that. And an egg. And some flour. And a little salt. Just stir this all together. You could also add some onion. If I had green onion, I would add that. But I'm out and don't have any. Okay, now I'm just going to take them, roll them, pat them, and put them in the oil. Got that heat turned down. I'm just going to wet my hands a little bit just to help me be able to form these better. We're going to let them cook for about 3 minutes on each side. I'm going to add onion powder too, or I would add some onion powder to this as well. And then we're just going to flip them. right, and then here is lunch today. It's just a pat of butter on top of the beans and some mashed potato cakes. And that's it for lunch. All right, so dinner last night, this is actually the next morning. I was just not feeling good. So there was home canned green beans as well. Just kind of showing you a leftover plate. Kate and Ash made, they made dinner because I fell asleep and took medicine and went to bed. So they made a meatloaf and mashed potatoes, and there was home canned green beans. And then for dessert, they had made brownies from scratch. And they did a great job by adding some oat flour to our white wheat flour. And that made it turn out really soft. So that was a great tip for anybody grinding their own flour, to add a little bit of oat. She did half and half with that. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are.